Season 5, Episode 18, Take 1. What is good, everybody? My name is Jake, and welcome back to the One Take series, where we get one chance to reflect on the day, no second chances, no third chances, one take and one take only. We are back to our regularly scheduled programming. However, obviously, since yesterday, there has definitely been a shift in my mindset and also in my mood when it comes to not only Jesus, but a lot of aspects in my life. Just the way that I'm approaching things, the way I'm approaching people that I view, and just a bunch of other things. I'll get to more on that later, but just to start off with the list, okay? Start off what I didn't do. It looks pretty similar to yesterday, honestly. Gym and internships, work, Big Brother, and music. No, haven't done any of those, right? And so basically my plan for a lot of these, okay, Big Brother, I believe we have 10 more episodes of season 4 remaining, okay? And so my plan, definitely, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make up all of the hours, because this is saying that basically within the next 3 days I have to work 14 hours total. We'll play it by ear and we'll just see what kind of happens. Maybe I can try and do like 4 hours a day, possibly. But like I said, we'll just see what happens, honestly. So, really, my plan with this, and also I forgot to update this, okay? I forgot to change this before the video. I actually did not get good sleep last night. It was 4.5 hours, which is why it is around 11 right now, and I definitely plan on getting a good night of sleep. That's a non-negotiable. So basically, what we have to work with here, okay, I plan on a few things, okay? Keeping Jesus going, okay, and gym, absolutely gotta start doing that. It's time, okay? We've pushed it off long enough. We know there's time in the schedule. Now it's time to incorporate it, okay? Academics, it's just still going about the same. Okay, I'm doing a good job of keeping up with assignments, but I definitely still need to work on getting ahead on assignments. That is key, especially with midterms coming up and stuff. I need to make sure that I am on top. I don't remember, was it on the ball? I need to make sure I'm not behind the 8 ball. We can use a different ball analogy. For internships, like I said, no. Work, no. And so just like, here's a few goals, okay? Because I want to map these out, okay? 3 days, we'll say 12 hours, okay? With the ideology that on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday of the next week, we just work 4 hours the next time, right? That's basically what it is. So I could really honestly say 4 days, 16 hours. Or we could just straight up say, actually, you know what we can do? Let me see. We can find a way around this. We can maneuver it. I don't know. Do I have it in me to work 5 hours, though? That's the thing. Okay. You know what? Let's just start off small, okay? 3 days, 12 hours, okay? I know that that's doable, okay? It's actually 14, but basically, no, wait, it is 12. So, I'm sorry, I'm getting everything confused right now. Basically, what I plan on doing is I want to do 4 hours tomorrow, once I finish everything with, like, the schoolwork that I have to get done tomorrow night. And so basically then I can work 4 hours, and then in terms of the weekend, I want to try and do a thing where I split it 2 hours in the morning and then 2 hours in the evening for both Saturday and Sunday. And if I'm feeling up to the challenge, then I can maybe do 1 extra hour on each day, right? So just kind of like that way we're add it back up, so that way we're back on track with rent and stuff like that. In terms of other things, right, and other developments, like I said, sleep, I probably am planning on getting 7.5. That is the goal. For Big Brother, the goal here, absolutely, this is non-negotiable, okay? Finish season 4. I have 10 episodes left of this season, but if we are able to work properly and work the correct amount of hours, that should absolutely be done by the end of this weekend, okay? I definitely want to make sure I get that done, to make sure that we're on pace to watch season 10 when I get back home for winter break. And so, there's that. Music, I plan on doing like maybe some over the weekend, but it's too much going on. There's too many moving parts for me to like make it a definitive part of the schedule. We'll check out captions for shorts for here. Let me see. And then in terms of yeah, like I said, just kind of like start gym, and then yeah, okay. So we're pretty much caught up on almost everything. The one last thing I'm going to mention is basically when it came to research. So you guys know that for one of the things I had an interview here, right? Basically, the professor was like, stop by at this room from this time to this time, anywhere during my office hours, right? And so I went to the room, and it's important to note that the time that I went, and the time that he recommended, the only time he recommended, was a very strict time, and I couldn't really access it because it was in between two of my classes, right? So what ended up happening was that I got there and I waited 15 minutes. That was the 15 minutes I needed to get from one class to the other, and he wasn't in that room. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna head out, I need to make sure, because like obviously I need to be respectful of the research professors, but I need to make sure that the professors are respecting my time as well, like I don't want to work with someone, and especially because this happened not only with this professor, but the third one that I was talking about. I need to make sure that I am doing research in a place where I feel my time is respected and my efforts are respected. And so he did say like that, oh, like if you're still like sorry for the miscommunication, I'm actually in this room, and if you would like, you can stop by this time. But this time that he suggested just so happened to be the time that my second class ended for that day. So that's just fantastic. I mean, there's not a lot I can do about it. My plan on that, because I'm planning on getting a tour of the research lab tomorrow for this first one, is basically after that one, see how it goes, see if I officially get the research offer. If I officially get it, then tell them like, hey, like this, and this, I'm sorry, I've decided to move on with someone else. And then if not, try and reschedule it for a different date. That's pretty much my goal. So otherwise, because he doesn't have an impression of me outside of just outside of what he's seen on me through emails. So it's an interesting thing regarding research, but to summarize my day, it's basically been chaotic in the first half and then super laid back in the second. I know I definitely could have been more productive, though, I will completely admit, because we got our work cut out for us tomorrow. Let's see. So we got a quiz that we got to study for, and this is absolutely important because this is a homework quiz. And like I said, the homework quizzes are basically worth 5 normal quizzes in this class. So we got to make sure that we do well on it. That's no questions asked. That's pretty much the first thing I'm doing when I wake up tomorrow morning after I read the Bible. That's it. For this, we're also going to have a quiz in this class. We're also going to have a homework in linear algebra. This one, thankfully, zero pressure. The lab was so chill. It was the quickest lab I've ever had, at a total of like 20 minutes for me. That was so nice. So nothing regarding here, but we're gonna do the readings over the weekend. Regarding the cool unk, I just got done with the homework, so thankfully we don't have to worry about that. And then the lab report is going to be due next week, right? So, it's basically tomorrow we study for this quiz, and then afterwards this is a take-home quiz, so we get that quiz done, and then we get homework done. That's really just the plan. I mean, it's kind of like the flow chart. Let's see. I know that there was a couple of things. Yeah, okay, so the 2 things I want to talk about today. One is basically the reason why this episode is called Shift is because I definitely feel like I said, there's been a shift in my mindset ever since yesterday. I mean, I've been looking at things differently. I'm a lot more willing to burn bridges and speak up for what I believe in. I've posted and I've talked about, just like with different people, like, hey, like it's not cool what happened to him, and people celebrating him are honestly messed up for that. In addition, it's also people who are deflecting and trying to make it look like it's something that he deserved, or something that it was just, he had just things that are not the natural response, the natural human response to somebody getting shot, of just, oh, it's just a distraction, oh, it's this, and that. I'm unfollowing them. I don't care how much plot armor they have in my life, they're getting cut out, because I can't deal with people like that. I simply can't, and I just can't entertain those people's thoughts anymore. I'm done entertaining thoughts of people that I don't believe in, that I just straight up don't believe in, right? That I don't. And there's a difference between being, because I don't, like I said yesterday's episode, it's not a party issue, okay? It's not right and it's not left. A lot of people in the comment section, not a lot, the comment section admittedly is small, but naturally the last video got more attention than most of my videos would, which makes sense. I talked about Charlie Kirk, right? But there were people in the comments section that were making it out to be a left versus right situation. Like I said, it is not a left versus right situation. It is a good versus evil situation, okay? I'm not unfollowing somebody because they have liberal ideology. I'm unfollowing somebody because it's not the liberals that are the problem. It's the idiots that are the problem. That's the people that I need to unfollow and disassociate with, which we kind of talked about yesterday. In addition, another thing, okay, I know I said I wouldn't talk about it until around like episode 21 where I would tie the streak, right? But keeping the streak idea going, okay, just as a reminder, okay, this is my second best streak within the last 8 years. My number one is 23. And then my current one, we are on day 20 right now. Like I said, big deal because this is the second time in my life I am ever going to hit the 3-week mark of this. This was absolutely the hardest day out of all 20 days. This was the hardest day that I've had to do. There were definitely a lot of attacks, and I know exactly why. It's because Satan sees me closer. He sees me getting closer to God. He does. And so he's trying to attack me, and he's going to keep attacking me, and it's never going to stop attacking me. But all I'm going to have to do is just get closer to God. That's really all there is to it. It does not matter how many things he throws at me or how many distractions he puts in my way. I just have to find a way to get back to God. No matter how much he abstracts the route that I am currently on, find my way back to Jesus and we're fine, okay? So what did we learn from today? We learned exactly that, okay? Jesus will get you out of any situation, regardless of what the devil throws at you, okay? That's number one. Number two is going to be the fact that, like I said, if you have to, I said it before, I'll say it again on this series, specifically this season. If you have to cut people out of your life that are weighing you down, regardless of how they are weighing you down, regardless of happiness, regardless of ideologies, regardless of intelligence, if they are weighing you down, cut them off, okay? There's a very, very well-known saying, if you are the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room. Find people who, like I said, benefit you and not drag you down. Okay, that's number two. Number three is going to be the fact that if you see yourself actually, I don't know. I actually didn't know what I was gonna say for number three. Let me see. What should it be? Should probably be about the research since it is an interesting thing. Okay, make sure that people, we'll say respect is a two-way street, right? I will try my best, or not I will try my best, I will give respect to the research professors, and therefore I will give a respect back. The only one that I feel so far that has given me the most respect has been the first one, ironically enough. So I am definitely hoping that lands tomorrow. But like I said, it's the golden rule: treat others the way that you want to be treated. Because when you're on the receiving end of being treated like, oh, I have this going on, oh, I have this going on, like you're the important person, it's not really appreciated and it comes off as unprofessional. So, try and just stick to your word, try and do things that you say you're going to do, and don't make any false promises, because when you're watching somebody make false promises towards you, it definitely starts to get a little bit frustrating. That's it. That's it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. I have to be quiet because my roommate is probably sleeping, so cut.